Hello, welcome one and all to whatever the fuck this is. It is Lockdown Live. It's that bloody thing that I do every single evening where at 8 p.m. I come at you live into your faces and talk bollocks at you for roughly between 40 minutes and an hour, and then I leave. Hello, how are you? How's your life? How are your friends? How are your families? Oh, my Lord above. It is, I can't quite believe at the moment that days are going as quickly as they are. Am I the only person who just sort of feels like every day at the moment is just kind of melding into one another? Hello to all the people that are watching already. Hello to Lena. Lena says, evening, Freddie, what's for supper? I will tell you what I have had for dinner. So last night I had myself a cheeky little Chinese, a succulent Chinese meal. And I saved, I had crispy shredded beef. Oh, lovely. And I saved half of it and I had it with some Coca noodles tonight. And I love Coca noodles. They are fucking brilliant. Underrated noodle brand. And I love Chinese crispy shredded beef. And I thought, well, these two things together are sure to be fucking delicious. I am going to make myself a culinary masterpiece with this, and I cannot wait for it. And I made myself the noodles. I made myself the crispy shredded beef, and I put them together, and it was fucking horrible. It did not work at all. The sauce was way too heavy for the noodles, and it just ended up in this gloopy mess. It was fucking shit. Luckily, on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, I have got my appetite for alcohol back. And so today I am a little bit merry. I have already been cracking on the bottles of beer. I am drinking the last of an Ashai here, but I have stocked up on banana bread beer, which is the fucking tits. So let's do this shit. Let's get drunk and talk to people on the internet. Daniel Richards says, hey, how are you feeling today? I am feeling pretty goddamn good. Today is day 11 of COVID, I think. I got my first symptoms on the 12th, so on the 1st. So yeah, day 11 of COVID, and it's just, I'm completely back to normal, to be honest with you. I am no longer self-isolating, which is great, and I have made up for lost time by taking a walk to the bargain booze around the corner and stocking up on chocolate and beer. Fucking yes, mate. I know how to celebrate. Neil Webbo says crispy chili chicken better. Oh, yeah, I do like a crispy chili chicken. But the place, my local Chinese, right, is it just me while I just say this? Or do Chinese restaurants need to all sit down and decide what the fuck their meals are? Because I swear to God, you can get like a fucking Chinese meal in one takeaway, and then you go to another takeaway half a mile away, and they make it completely fucking different. Like, I'm talking different ingredient. I'm not just talking like, oh, well, you know, they do a slight difference here and there. I'm talking like none of the ingredients are the same. I usually get my my usual dish of choice is a vegetarian Singapore vermicelli from my local Chinese. And the reason for that is not because I'm veggie or anything like that. It's because a Singapore vermicelli is fucking lovely. It's very light. It's a great dish. But I swear, I get that in other places. And it's like, it's a completely different meal. Maybe I'm the only person who gets this, but Chinese meals, like Chinese restaurants, don't talk to one another. They don't say, listen, guys, when we're making chow mein, should we just make ssure that we use these things? It's a fucking free-for-all. Lena says, fantastic, and then she's sad because my meal tasted of shit today. John Hodgson said, hi, Freddie, how are you doing? Any plans for the weekend? Oh, John, I don't have any plans at all, unfortunately. I would have been. I've tried not to do this because it's sad. I would have been in Sheffield this weekend at the gorgeous Last Laugh Comedy Club in Sheffield, and unfortunately, I am not. I am going to be sat at home, quite probably getting drunk. I'm trying to write a book at the moment. Say what? Yes, I'm trying to write a book. It's still quite early days, so I haven't really been talking about it too much. Basically, as you might know, I used to be a teacher. I was a stand-up comedian, and then I trained to be a teacher whilst being a comedian, just so I had like an extra job to fall back on, in case there was a pandemic. And then I, carried on, basically left the teaching profession, carried on doing stand-up again. And I wanted to do a book about teaching and the journey that trainee teachers go through in order to get qualified. Kind of like a Adam Kay, This Is Going to Hurt, but for teaching. I've written about 21,000 words, there or thereabouts. And it's a process. I did about 15,000 and then I gave up. And then this last month I've been chipping away at it. But I've been finding it so hard to write any more than about 1,000 words a day. Legitimately, today I woke up and I was like, I'm going to do 5,000 words today. I can do 5,000 words. I know 5,000 words. And I've done about 1,000. It's so difficult because it involves me kind of like remembering and then writing and finding the right words. And the thing is, as well, is I am somewhat of a perfectionist as a human being, and I don't like writing something and then knowing it can be better. And so I like to get it as good as it can be first time round, which is fucking stupid. I know what I should do. And what I should do is I should write the goddamn book, get myself to 60, 70,000 words or however long a non-fiction book typically is, and then start editing and not worry about the content, just worry about getting it fucking down at the beginning. But for whatever reason, I can't bring myself to write something that I know I could just do better later on. It's so weird. And so the process is quite slow and quite laborious, but I am enjoying it. And I've spoken to a few friends, a few people who I think the book will be aimed at. And I've sent them the first 20,000 words. And I've said, like, look, listen, I'm not sending you this so that you can lick my arse and tell me that it's good. I'm sending this because I kind of want you to say, this is shit, stop wasting your time. Like if it's no good, tell me that it's no good. And the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. So, it's something that's in the pipeline. It's something that's keeping me busy. But as I'm sure you know by now, I'm one of those people that just needs to fucking do things. If I don't do things all the time, at all points during the day, then I just feel like I'm wasting myself. I don't know. I think it's a mental thing. Do you know when you get people who are like, they're like, oh, I just love switching off. I just love when my brain switch. I've never had that in my entire life. When you say to somebody, what are you thinking about? And they say nothing. I have literally never ever thought about nothing. In my mind is always processing shit in the background. I can't switch it off. I had a thing, I remember like a few months ago, somebody said to me, well, you should take a bath. That's what I do. That's what I do when I have too much on my mind. I take a bath. You need to take a bath. And so I was led in this bath. I was trying to take a bath. I haven't taken a bath for years. I was led in a bath and I couldn't relax because my mind kept thinking about what I would do if like armed robbers burst through the door right now. Do you know? I mean, and so I was like, right, okay, what I'd do is I'd probably pick up this Lush bath bomb and like crush it, like blow it in their faces, and then take one out with a hook, and then get like a little bathroom plug with like a plug on it, like a chain, grab it around the neck. Couldn't switch off. Just can't do it. Marcus Sapala, hello Marcus, says, how is the level of interest among comedians and audience doing to shows after lockdown? Well, I will tell you, Marcus. He's also said, here in Switzerland, we can still do shows, but most comedians don't want to perform, and audience is down by a lot too. That is interesting. So I shall tell you, Marcus, that the demand for shows at the moment is very, very, very high. The demand for comedians to perform is very, 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 very high. The problem is that it has been severely impacted. It has basically, all this COVID shit has severely impacted audiences booking tickets in advance. So normally, if I was going to run my own show, I would start running the show. I'd start the promotion 2 months in advance. But now, nobody is booking a ticket 2 months in advance. And usually, 1 or 2 people book 8 weeks in advance. Maybe a quarter of the tickets will have gone by 6 weeks, 4 weeks in advance, and then maybe half by 2 weeks in advance, and then half go in the last 2 weeks. That's usually, kind of how it goes for me usually. But what has happened now is that there's an awful lot of demand, but people are incredibly reluctant to book unless it's like on the day. Because, and I don't blame you for this, by the way, because guidelines and rules can change in a moment's notice. Holy fuck, like 2 months ago, we just finished fucking Eat Out to Help Out. So you just never know what's around the corner, and that makes it very difficult to book things long term. Sue says chocolate and beer is the best way to recover. Oh, tell me about it. Plenty of rich chocolate, minstrels, Milky Bars. Oh, love it. Lena says, great going. Thank you ever so much, Lena. And Andy Galbraith says, hey, hello, Andy. Lena says, do you have a backup thing to say when someone asks what you are thinking and don't want to say what you are thinking? No, I don't. Do you have a backup thing? What I usually do is I usually just, when people say, what are you thinking? I just go, what? Right now? And then that buys me an extra 3 or 4 seconds to go, oh, I was just thinking about the sunset, like something normal. So I don't have to go, oh, I was thinking about whether or not you could teach a dog to play Scrabble. Lady says she used to have something profound to say, but she forgets what it was. Mate, it's lockdown, isn't it? It's lockdown. We don't need to worry about this shit anymore because human contact is a fucking thing of the past, isn't it? Oh, my good giddy aunt. Oh, my giddy aunt. I never got that as a swear word. Oh, my giddy aunt. Oh, fuck, mate. This is a big bottle, by the way. I'm not like a midget or anything like that. Sue says, I fucking love a Milky Bar. What's your top 5 chocolate bars then? Rob gave his list a while back and it was disgusting. So Rob, for those of you that don't know, is Rob Mulholland, who is a comedian friend, comedian friend, Jesus, who I do the roast show with. So yeah, what is my top 5 chocolate bars? Right. So in no particular order, so this isn't in top 5. Milky Bar would be on there. Are we classing chocolate buttons as a chocolate bar? Because even though chocolate buttons aren't a chocolate bar in chocolate form, they fall under the chocolate bar umbrella. Possibly chocolate buttons. Just realised so far I've chosen the 2 most paedophilic chocolate sweets, Milky Bar and chocolate buttons. Okay, it has to be a bar. Okay, so Milky Bar. I really like Snickers. I am a fan of Snickers. Massive fan of a Snickers. The peanut butter and I think a Snickers is a proper good chocolate bar. Snickers is on there. What else? What else? I would say a Whisper. Number 3, a Whisper is on there. Whisper chocolate is fucking. I think you have to be either Whisper or Eero, and I have more time for Whisper because they pack the chocolate more densely. So Whisper, I would take a twirl and a flake. That's what I'm with. Normal Whisper as well, not gold Whisper. So it will be Milky Bar. What did I say? Oh God. Milky Bar, Snickers, Whisper, Twirl, Flake. I think that they are proper chocolate bars. You always get weirdos with the picks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'd pick a Boost. You can sign on to a register if you'd pick a Boost. Let's say here. Do you know what? Actually, there could possibly be a space instead of a Twirl, which I think is a flake, but not quite as good. I think maybe a Kinder Bueno might sneak onto that list. Kinder Buenos they're not my first choice, but every once in a while, if you're in the mood for them, they take you by surprise, those motherfuckers. Let's see. Ian Chadwick says, Freddie, you ruined my brother-in-law at Hot Water a couple of years ago. It was glorious. Thank you very much, Ian, pal. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. I've got loads of videos coming up. We've got loads and loads and loads of free content for you. And when lockdown fucks off, we'll be doing more sort of live gig footage and stuff like that. So if you are a fan or if your brother's a fan, then feel free to give us a subscribe. Marcus says, what software do you use for live streaming this? He said he uses OBS, but wants to try something web-based like StreamYard and Melon. I actually, for this, I stream straight through YouTube. I literally stream straight through YouTube Studio. I do have OBS, but it's a little bit fiddly, and it's a little bit like using a hammer to crack a nut. I have used OBS in the past, and I will use it if I'm streaming games and stuff like that, which I don't do a lot of, but I probably should because it's kind of funny. But yeah, I just use YouTube's automatic thing. I have used StreamYard in the past, and unless you pay for a version, it's a bit clunky. I'm not sure of Melon. Let's see. Lena says, Fuse, Mars Delight, Dream, Time Out is a great shout. Snaps. What the bloody hell is Snaps? What is Snaps? John Hodgson says Galaxy Boost. Oh, John, Boost, Toffee Crisp, Whisper Gold. Right, okay. So you're allowed Galaxy. Galaxy is a great chocolate bar, even though they market Galaxy chocolate bars massively to women, and it does my fucking head in. You know how they like it's always like a woman like eating a piece of Galaxy, and she's like, had a hard day at work, kicks off her heels, goes into the fridge, and then she eats a little bit of Galaxy, and she's like, starts fucking dildoing herself with a fucking family bar. It's like, come on. Do you know what I mean? Men can enjoy Galaxy as well, you sexist twats. And Whisper Gold is a good chocolate bar. I prefer classic Whisper, but Whisper Gold is good. But Boost and Toffee Crisp, John Hodgson. John, that's bad behavior, that is. A Toffee Crisp tastes like something that you get at like a school fete in primary school. It's okay, but it's a bit just doesn't have any the little crisp bits, the little rice puffs in it. Just so disappointing. It's just so like, You just wish you had more chocolate. Let's be fair. Sue says, finally someone picked Snickers. Mine would be Milky Bar. Milky Bars are fucking great as well. Oh, I might need to change my mind on the Kinder Bueno thing. I'd rather have a Milky Bar than a Kinder Bueno. I'll throw that out there now. I'd rather have a Milky Bar than a Kinder Bueno. It's light. Do you know what it is? And it's such clever marketing on Milky Bar's part. Is there's something about Milky Bars where you eat them and you think you're being healthy. Like, oh, I'm having a Milky Bar. There's only 5 calories in this. Snickers, Kinder Bueno's nice, flake and toffee crisp. A lot of love for toffee crisp, and I'm sorry, I don't get it. Can we just say, by the way, before we go any further, and I will read all these comments out, I always do, but can I just say, number one, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Number 2, make sure you send us a super chat so I can fucking buy chocolate bars. Number 3, share this stream. Try and share it in as many places as you can. Share it online, share it in groups, share it whatever. Let's try and build up a little following of more and more people. But number 4, I'm just throwing this out now, right? Crunchies are fucking horrible. And anybody who thinks that they're good is weird. They stick to the roof of your mouth, they're in your teeth. What's wrong with you, John? Are you disabled? No, I've just had a crunchy. They're fucking awful chocolate bars. And they don't taste of anything either. Let's see. John Hodgson said Gold Bars was a winner back in the day and still now. Gold Bars, I don't know what a Gold Bar was. It does sound like John's showing his hair. Oh, back in the day before the rationing took away the Gold Bars. Marcus says super fiddly. I'm assuming he's talking about OBS there. What you can do, by the way, John, is you can, if you want to, pay somebody on Fiverr.com to set up your OBS stream for you, and it's easier. Also, maybe a Karamak every now and then. A Karamak? Jesus, look, a dime bar maybe, but a fucking Karamak. A Karamak is your granddad's fucking treat. That is. Snaps with the Pringle shaped chocolates. Oh yes, I remember them. They were fucking well nice. They were. What happened to Snaps? Ian Chadwick says picnic. Not right now, mate. It's our fate at night. A picnic's all right. A picnic's okay. It's not in the top 5, though. It's not in the top 5 of chocolate bars. Surely not. And then he says double decker for when you're hungry. It's more of a meal. Mate, right. Double deckers are nice, but fucking hell, does it take some jaw work to finish those motherfuckers? Here's the thing, right? First 2 bites of a double decker. Oh, bloody lovely this. Love a double decker. Next 2 bites. Oh, yeah. Wow. Last 2 mouthfuls of a double decker. Like, it's how I imagine old women find normal food. Just too much. No one said Kit Kat. Yeah, I just think Kit Kat is just like, yeah, it's okay. If someone offers me a Kit Kat, I'm not going to turn around and say no, but I just think it's a bit bland. Crunchies taste good because you eat them on a Friday. What? Is that a thing? Is that like fish on a Friday, crunchies on a Friday? Never heard of that. Kid Machine Music put something and then deleted it. That's a shame. It's maybe he put what his favourite chocolate bar was, then he was like, you know what? I'm not getting involved in this. I don't want to get cancelled. It's 2020. That's how low we've sunk. Kit Kat says Josh Thomas. 4 fingers, baby. Oh, my God. 4 fingers, baby. Do you know what? It's putting the word baby in there without a comma. You need a comma in there, Josh. It needs to be Kit Kat, full stop. 4 fingers, comma, baby. Otherwise, what you're saying is 4 fingers, baby. Sounds like a deformity. Lena De Bono. I keep singing your name, Lena, to the like Jason Derulo. Kid Machine Music says I made a fucking bad joke and you're the comedian. Don't worry about it, mate. Honestly, I make plenty of bad. Keep them up. Keep the bad jokes up. I like it. Don't you be worrying with comment regret. That is not something that happens here. We're all in this together, mate. There's somebody who's openly admitted that a Boost chocolate bar is in his top 5. Embarrassment is not a thing over here. Has anyone had one of the protein Mars or Snickers bars? I've seen them in the shops, but they're pricey. I've not had one just because I think it's ridiculous to be like, hey, this is a protein bar, but also a chocolate bar. It's like, well, which is it? Because protein bar is for the gym. Chocolate bar is for Netflix at home. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be pissing about with excess protein. I'm not eating a chocolate bar just before I go to the gym. Sue says, can we talk about peanut butter Kit Kat, please? They're another favourite. Yes, they are surprisingly good, actually, peanut butter chocolate bars. I am a big fan of them. I think it's down to the peanut butter that they use, I think, is a good choice because it's a bit firmer and crumblier. Caitlin Armstrong. Hello, Caitlin. You're new to this. How are we, Freddie? Last time I saw you was in March before lockdown in the comedy club. Missing it. Oh, you and me both, Caitlin, my love. But at the moment, I've been going live every single night talking absolute bollocks. I hadn't planned to start off talking about which is the best chocolate bar, but we have come to that discussion anyway. Please feel free to make sure that you subscribe to the channel. You can click subscribe, and I've got shit loads of content available for you to watch for free that was filmed during August, September, back when we were allowed to go outside and stuff. So, yeah, by all means, use me, Caitlin. Use the huge backlog of catalogue that I have on my YouTube channel in order to get your comedy fix for the time being, because I cannot wait to be back doing stand-up comedy. It has been way too long. God damn. Kevin said he's right. I'll make sure to subscribe. Don't worry about that. Good for you, girl. I've actually been recording plenty of videos at the moment. They're under a playlist called The New Normal. And it was videos that were done during lockdown, right? And these videos are fucking real. Like, it's not like Live at the Apollo where, you know, you come out and go, hello, and 1,000 people go, because they've dubbed the laughter in. It's proper 12 people in a barn, fucking just a couple of people laughing, really trying to make the gig work, you know, really sort of leaning into the weirdness of it all. Live at the Apollo, by the way, I don't know if you know this, but the majority of acts die on their fucking arses and they dub the laughter in. Whoa, spoiler alert. So we're not doing any of that. It's proper real comedy. And also as well, I've got a series called Comedian versus Audience that was me filming comedy live, you know, like socially distanced comedy and, you know, comedy in comedy clubs and stuff, and kind of like showing you clubs and backstage and like an access all areas type thing. And it was really well received, and then lockdown fucking happened. So I don't know whether when I'm next going to do that again. I hope that it is December, but it's not something that I've given up on. Sue says, watch the Chorley video the other night. Great stuff, especially at the beginning with a certain wasp. Thank you ever so much. So at the beginning of the Chorley video, I got attacked by a wasp. Literally. So here's the thing, right? I hate wasps. I fucking hate them. Anybody who's spent any time around me knows that as soon as a wasp is in my general vicinity, I'm one of those people. I'm like, as soon as a wasp is around me, I'm like a black guy watching a David Blaine magic trick. Like I got to do the, oh shit, son, and then like do a lap of the block or whatever. Jesus Christ, that is such a bad simile. I hate wasps. They scare the shit out of me. And also as well, they buzz in my face. And because I've got a big old beard, like they I'm always paranoid that they'll get stuck inside and stuff like that. It's a weird fear to have, that I'm going to have wasps invade me beard, but it's up there and I'm mental. So I hate wasps. So I went on stage and literally, I literally said hello, and a wasp was like, "Hello, motherfucker," and so I had to sort of freak out. So yeah, but the thing is I literally go on stage and say hello, and then I'm like, like this, and I said, like, what must your neighbours think now? Because from their perspective, if they're watching this out the window, it looks like you've just come to laugh at a boy with Tourette's. So yeah, the next one for the new normal is probably my favorite one yet. It was one that was filmed on a building site. It was a home that it was being renovated, and it was in their kitchen. Highly illegal, by the way. We weren't allowed to be inside. However, it was pissing it down outside, and we were like, I've literally just downloaded it before I came on this stream. I haven't watched it yet. But yeah, loads of fun. Absolutely loads of fun. Caitlin Armstrong says, "Oh, stop it. I hate wasps and bees so much, especially if I hear a buzz or anything. I'm out of there, look like a mental patient." It's just, do you know what it is as well? Is I was stung once as a kid, and I can't remember it, but I can remember it being really painful and crying. Now, if I get stung as an adult, I bet it's just a little bit stronger than a nettle sting or something like that. I bet it's not that bad at all. I've got tattoos all the way down my arms and shit like that. Like, I'm no stranger to a sting. And yet for some reason, I'm just, it just does it for me. And I don't know what it is. I think it's the flying around bit. If a wasp was like a foot tall, ironically, I'd be less scared of it because I could see it and I could fucking hit it. Maybe that's me being weird. Sue says it's okay. I have a fear of jellyfish. Jellyfish, I'm not afraid of jellyfish, but if there was a jellyfish kind of like floating towards me in the sea, I'd be a bit like, oh no, not this. You know, I'm not really a fan of a here's a question. What is everyone afraid of? What are you scared of? What is your, not necessarily what's your biggest fear? Because I don't want someone to be like, my parents dying. You know, it's not that kind of it's not that kind of watch along. Do you know what I mean? What's your biggest weird irrational fear? So all gone. I hate wasps and stuff. I'm also massively against heights. I can't stand heights. They do my head. Oh, mate. And do you know what it is as well? Is I'm not really arsed about going in an aeroplane and stuff like that. In fact, I quite enjoy flying, really. It's more like the sort of heights where it's like enough to kill you, but only just. Do you know what I mean? I hate them. A friend of mine, I remember back when I had a job in a call center when I was about 18, there was a team bonding exercise at Go Ape. And I went, look, I'm not gonna go to Go Ape. I don't want to do it. And the team leader was like, hey, no, it'll be fun. We're gonna bond. We're gonna team bond. I was like, listen, all right, I'll go, but I'll fucking wait in the lobby or whatever and I'll have a coffee, and you guys can fucking climb up trees and shit, and then I'll bond afterwards as well if that's what you want. Yeah, that's fine. And then I got there, and this fucking team leader would not. Oh no, God, you've got to do it. You've come all this way. You've got to do it. I think that she had a moment in her where she thought that I was going to like be afraid, and then due to her amazing leadership skills, I was going to overcome my fear and be forever thankful. And then another person was like, hey, I'm afraid of heights as well. But actually, I did this last year on the team bonding thing, and I'm not afraid of heights anymore. I was like, look, honestly, I said, don't pay for me to do this because I won't enjoy it. And she's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's fine. Literally, we got the first one and they went, climb up that. And I went, no. And they went, you need to. And I went, I'm not fucking climbing up that thing. They went, oh no, it's fine. It's fine. You're all connected. And I'm like, I'll fucking know. I know that it's fine. I know that I'm all connected. It's just I can't do it. No. And then she was like, right, okay, you need to face your fear. Let's face your fear. Let's face your fear. I was like, I'm not doing it. There's literally nothing that you can do or say that will make me do that. And she looked at me and went, okay, so you stay back at the cafe then. I was like, yeah, I fucking will. And in future, maybe you shut the fuck up and listen to me when I say I don't want to do something, because you've just wasted us 35 quid, you daft bitch. And thus was the story of Freddie's time at loans.co.uk. Let's see. Lena De Bono says, Jason Derulo, at the moment, an intruder, the world is so quiet. I'd hit them with a broom handle. You see, the thing is maybe it's me exercising my white male privilege, but I am not at all bothered about intruders. In fact, if anything, I would kind of relish an intruder to come into my house, because it would give me an excuse to beat the living fuck out of someone with the level of rage that I carry around inside every day. So I'm not bothered about that at all. I'd welcome it, if anything. Caitlin says, oh shit, I'm scared of heights. Used to be scared to go up the escalator in Primark as a kid. I still don't like going up escalators now as an adult. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'll do it, but I'm just like, I just kind of focus. I don't know if you've ever been to the Guinness Museum in Dublin, but the way that they work is they have like a circle in the middle, like a cut out circle where all the fucking floors are like down, and then levels go up and up and up and up like that, and the escalator's cut in between, so you can see all the way down to the bottom, and it's fucking horrible to go up, because you can see the escalator and you can see the nothingness underneath you as well. Let's see. Jellyfish actually make Sue feel sick. She can't look at a picture of them. Well, I mean, it's quite reassuring that at least it's an animal that, like, you're not going to come into contact with on a day-to-day basis. And when you say jellyfish, there are lots and lots of different species of jellyfish. So I imagine the tiny fucking little ones that are like this big don't bother you. It's neither tropical fucking jellyfish that are like a floating dinner plate that piss you off, and you're not going to come into contact with them, really, are you? John Hodgson says, big body spiders in the house. I've hauled tarantulas and been fine, but watching telly at night with lights off and seeing a big spider in the corner of your eye running across the floor makes me jump. Again, spiders is something that I am genuinely not asked about at all. I did not get that memo to be afraid of spiders or snakes or anything like that. In fact, to be perfectly honest with you, I quite like most animals, really. Like, I don't think there's really any animals that scare me, really, apart from a wasp. That's not an animal, it's a fucking like insect from hell. But yeah, stuff like that, I'm not really bothered. Now, I'd probably change my tune fairly fucking quick if I lived in, say, Australia, where over there, if you get bitten by a spider, there is a fairly decent chance that your eyeballs are going to fall out and you're going to shit your own lung out, because their spiders don't fuck about. But over here, the spiders are just like, hello, like they're so weak and fucking, you know, timid that it doesn't bother me at all, really. Like, there's never been like a influx of people in A&E because they got bitten by a fucking garden spider in England. It just doesn't happen. Sue says, I could not imagine you being an angry bastard. Oh, well, that's the best thing you see, Sue. Repressed rage. John Hodgson says, the view at the top when having a pint is good, though. Oh, at the Guinness Museum. Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of those places that, banana bread beer. It's one of those places in Dublin that you just have to go to. Like it's very rare, really, and I'm somebody who's quite well travelled. I really like going out and exploring places and stuff like that. But it's very rare that that you will see somewhere that you just have to, like a place in a city where you have to go to, you absolutely have to go to. It's very rare that you get those must go to places. And oh my days, the Guinness Museum in Ireland is fucking up there. You've got to go. You've absolutely got to. So yeah, what else? What else are we scared of, guys? Fear of commitment, gents. Am I right? Oh my lord. How have I done 40 odd minutes already? I'm fucking great at chatting bollocks, me. I still haven't unpacked half of this stuff, you know. I really need to get on it. Here's a question. Berlin was the best place to drink for me. Oh, Berlin was fucking great. I went to Berlin on Paul Smith's stag do. There you go. There's a factoroonie, and that was a fucking great weekend. Here's a question. 10 points to anybody that can tell me what that picture is in the background. 10 points. 10 points, which are redeemable for absolutely nothing at all. You don't get anything. I had a look today, weirdly enough, about doing like custom stickers for this channel. Like I went on Fiverr.com, and there's somebody who'll draw custom stickers. And so I started to think, like, what sort of things could I get? What sort of things could I get from like custom stickers, custom drawings and stuff that you guys could use on the channel? Like, give me an idea. I couldn't think of anything, but I'm sure there'll be funny things. John Hodgson said, is that where you won that drinking game? I've heard on Have a Word podcast. Good lids then. Yes, John. Yes, indeed it is. That is where I won the fabled drinking game against Paul Blair. And I do believe that we are going to have ourselves a rematch. I would quite like to do a thing where we live stream. We live streamed a rematch between me and him. I think that would be quite cool. Also, as well, Paul is somebody who gets drunk quick, but he stays at the drunk level for a long time. And I'm somebody who, to be fair, I can handle my drink quite well. And I always have been able to. And I've been drinking ever since I was 13 years old. And I am now 32. So I've had nearly 20 years experience already. So I'm not fucking about. But I'm somebody who genuinely enjoys alcohol. Like, you know, like I'm not like a sad alcoholic or anything like that. I can stop whenever I want. I can stop whenever I want. But I honestly really enjoy booze. Let's see. A sticker with a 24-hour and a mic for the 24-hour show. Oh, good. A beard sticker, says Marcus. That's a good one. Your quote, here's an idea, would be good. Do I say here's an idea a lot? Let's see. Opinions on the Jews, says lol. Okay, well, I kind of feel like that was loaded. Do you know what, lol? I answer everything on here, and I have no problem at all telling you what my opinion on the Jews is. I think they're sneaky. I'm joking. I don't have an opinion. I don't care. Worship whatever the fuck you want. I'm not asked at all. I mean, I don't know what else to say. I don't. If somebody wants to worship a different religion and pray in a slightly different place to a slightly different god, I'm not asked at all. I literally couldn't give a fuck. Opinions on Muslims, it's the same. Lol. You can change Jew with Muslim, with Buddhist, with Taoist, with Christian, with whatever you want. My opinion stays the same. If it makes you happy and it's what you like doing, then literally couldn't give a fuck. The Super Note says opinion on lol shit stirring. Mate, I am sidestepping these fucking bombs like Princess Diana on a fucking landmine field in Africa. Opinions on Scientology. Great religion. They sue the living shit out of me. I mean, I think personally, I think Scientology is bollocks personally. But if you want to believe in fucking Theon's fucking measure and shit like that, and that we're all alien ghosts and shit, or whatever it is that fucking South Park said, if you want to believe that, that's what makes you happy. Couldn't give a fuck. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in God or anything like that. But at the same time, I think that, like, if believing in that shit, if it makes you a better person, fucking go for it. Knock yourself out. Caitlin says, I turn 18 in about 3 weeks. Slide into my DMs, hon. And you want to be a stewardess? Slide into my Instagram, Caitlin, at Freddie. Oh my God. And I feel like I've already lived my drinking life to its fullest, getting pissed on a field since I was 13. Yeah, right. So here's the thing, Caitlin. I'm going to tell you this as a 32-year-old man, right? When you are old enough to go clubbing and to go out, it is like discovering drinking all over again. And you will enjoy it because it's a buzz to be able to get into places and to be able to, like, you know, have a dance and stuff and to cop off with people and shit. It's like leveling up on drinking, right? But then you'll hit, and you'll honestly think at 18, 19, you'll be like, I am never getting tired of drinking. I remember when I was 18, 19, 20, legitimately, I would be going out on like Tuesday nights and getting fucking shit-faced, coming home at 2 a.m, doing like a shift in a call center, and then going out on Wednesday night. It was just, I just fucking lived for it. And then all of a sudden in my mid-20s, something just sort of clicked. And within 6 months, I was like, I'm done. I think I'm done. You will enjoy it, Caitlin. You will enjoy drinking in clubs and stuff like that. And it will be like discovering drinking all over again. And I'll tell you what as well, just quickly before I do move on, right? And I felt the same. I went through the same thing. So I started drinking when I was 13, right? And I was part of the, oh God, I'm going to sound like a twat here, but fuck it. I was part of the quote unquote popular crew at school. Do you know what I mean? Like the people who go and get drunk and didn't give a fuck, little chavs, whatever. And the thing is because I'd been drinking for 5 years, by the time that I was 18, when I went to town, and I went to town with people who I was, you know, friends with now, who hadn't had 5 years worth of drinking under their belts, they were a fucking mess. And I was absolutely fine. Because within those 5 years, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, I had been learning how to drink on like fields and in fucking parks and stuff like that. And I'd learned what my tolerance was. I'd learned what happens when I get too pissed. I'd learned what happens when, like, how to sober up. I'd learned how to hide getting drunk. I'd learned how to manage my emotions. I'd learned fucking everything because I'd gone through it in that 5 years. And then when I hit 18, all my friends were fucking messes, being sick in the fucking nightclub and, you know, kicking off and stuff like that. And I was like, I've done it all. I just knew my way around alcohol so much better. And you're going to find the same thing as well. So honestly, when you are old enough, number one, you're going to really enjoy. Sorry, I sound like I'm grooming someone here. When you're really old enough, you're going to really enjoy it. You're going to enjoy it again because it's a new thing. But also as well, you're going to be fucking great at drinking. And that in itself is a superpower. Let's see here. Sue says, I'll happily have a drinking contest with you. I'm not a bad drinker myself. Happily, go for it. Maybe we should do that as part of the roast show. Maybe we should do a drinking contest with people where we go out and get pissed. What is your tipple of choice? Let's see. Opinions on the Illuminati. Good for them. There probably is an Illuminati. There's probably a secret cabal of people who control our lives and stuff. And I'm not going to slag them off on this fucking YouTube channel. Wake up the next day with a fucking car that's been set on fire and a note about watching what I speak about. Lol says, who is the shittest successful comedian? Oh, fucking hell. Who is the shittest successful comedian? Oh, that is a good question. That is a really good question. Okay, so I'm trying to. I noticed how when this guy was asking about opinions on Jews and opinions on Muslims, I was like, hey, yeah, man, here's my opinions. But as soon as he says, which one of your colleagues are you going to slag off? I'm like, oh, Jesus. Okay, so if you're somebody who is who is successful, by definition, you are not shit. Because even though there's some comedians who I really don't find funny, like, for example, Hannah Gadsby or somebody like that, who I am smart enough to know that the reason I don't find them funny is because it's not for me. It's not aimed at me. It's not aimed at my life experiences, my humor. The shittest successful comedian. Let's think. Let me quickly, I'm just going to Google UK comedians because I'll have a better idea then of, like, the most fucking popular ones, as it were. Let's see. Oh, okay. I've got it. The shittest successful comedian, without a doubt, is Jack Whitehall. And that's not to say that he's shit. He's not shit. He's just, his stand-up is incredibly route one. It's incredibly basic. And the stuff that he churns out is really quite bad. But the thing is, to be fair to Jack Whitehall, he's not famous because he's a great comedian. He has great skills at lighting up on panel shows, and he's a very good actor, and he's very well connected. His dad was like an agent and shit like that. But he only got 5 or 6 years on the circuit to do regular gigs to develop himself. And I remember gigging with Jack Whitehall on the circuit, and he was fucking great. He was dead good. But as soon as he became all right, he got plucked from the circuit by his agent dad and plonked into the world of TV. And now he's somebody that hasn't really developed as a comic. And so when you see him do hour-long tours on Netflix, it's like, what the fuck is this? But look, I mean, I'm sure he's not going to be asked about me saying that he's the shitter successful comedian, because I'd rather be the shitter. I'd rather have Jack Whitehall's career than fucking mine. Put it that way. So he's doing, even though I think he's the shittest successful comedian, he's doing a damn sight better than me. Caitlin's off. Goodbye, Caitlin. It's been great to speak to you. Fucking subscribe to the channel, Caitlin, or else. John Hodgson says, what you've been watching on Netflix recently? Anything to recommend? Yes, I do have something to recommend. I have something that I fucking love that I'm watching at the moment called Somebody Feed Phil. And what it is it's one of those travel food blogs. But it's with Phil Rosenthal, who created Everybody Loves Raymond, who is a dead funny sort of Jewish American comedian. And he goes across the world trying food and stuff. And he's just loving life. And it's really fucking easy watching. Episodes are about 45 minutes long. There's about 4 seasons. He's been to Dublin. He's been to, I say he's been to Dublin like that's impressive. That's the episode that I watched today. He's been to Singapore, Saigon, New York, New Orleans, Morocco, you know, all over Tel Aviv, all over the world, basically, he goes and he tries the best food and he meets people. And he's just genuinely funny and entertaining to watch. And it gives you that sense of wanderlust that you are missing in lockdown. It's really good. Somebody Feed Phil, it's called. And the theme tune is fucking great. Also, as well, if you haven't seen it, The Queen's Gambit is fucking brilliant. Money Heist, says Scott McCockburn. Hello, Freddie. Hello to Hossin. Hello, mate. Let's see. Scott McCockburn says, pause the 5G COVID test implants. We need to shut down Freddie's YouTube channel for dissing us, the Illuminati. Yeah, they're a bit preoccupied at the moment, microchipping everybody. Oh. Sue says, I love desperados and tequila shots. I'll drink any beer, to be honest. We will plan a night out once this shit show is over. Good for you. I like tequila shots as well, but I only like tequila if it is done with the whole ceremony. So the salt, tequila, lemon. Do you know what I mean? That's how I like it. Lol says, I think Peter Kay is shit. I don't really like him either, to be honest with you. But what I will say is that I am privileged enough to have been able to work with people who worked alongside Peter Kay during his career, who worked with him on Phoenix Nights and who worked with him on the circuit and stuff like that. And none of them have a good word to say about him. They say he was, even though he was incredibly talented in that, he nicked a lot of stuff. Let's see here. Zombie Jesus, Raw Zombie Jesus says, what do you think of Stuart Lee? Really like him. Here's the thing. I met Stuart Lee once in a breakfast buffet in a hotel in Newcastle. So I was up in Newcastle for my brother's 21st. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. And the next morning I was out and I was up. I was getting a breakfast buffet at this hotel, and I'm hungover, right? I'm like, you know, when you're that hungover that you can only half see. I'm like this, right? And I look to the side of me because there's this guy fucking getting eggs and that. And I'm looking to the side, and I looked up, and the dude looked a shitload like Stuart Lee. And I was like looking at him like this, and I was like piling my fucking eggs and bacon on or whatever. And I turned to him, and I was that guy. I went, are you Stuart Lee? And he went, yeah, I am, yeah. I was like, oh, okay. And then I told him that I was a big fan of his stand-up. I'm not a big fan of his stand-up. I just felt like that was the thing that I needed to say to him. And then I said to him that I was a comedian as well. I told him that I was going up to Edinburgh next year. And he was like, oh, he said, oh, fantastic. What venue are you playing at? And he was genuinely, like, I spent about 5 minutes talking to him, and he was genuinely, like, incredibly inquisitive. He didn't feel like he was, he didn't seem dismissive or anything like that. He just seemed like a really nice person. And so you think of Stuart Lee and you think of this dour, angry fucking persona that he puts on stage. like I said, in the 5 minutes that I spoke to him in a hotel in Newcastle, he was such a really nice person. It was like, and we spent about 5 minutes talking about Edinburgh, and he was really he wasn't one of those people that was just like yes, no. He was asking questions. He was genuinely interested in what you had to say, and I said, well, it's been very nice talking to you. I'll let you get on with your meal. And he went, oh, thanks very much. And then he sat down. I was like, what a nice man, Stuart Lee. So whenever anyone mentions Stuart Lee, I have to tell that story, and I have to say that even though he's probably clearly forgotten about that, what a fucking nice fella. As a comic, I don't. Here's the thing, right, Roll Zombie Jesus. As a comic, I watch Stuart Lee's stuff, and I really enjoy it, but I never laugh because it's deconstructive and it's clever and it's kind of like high comedy. It's very arty-farty, la-di-da. And it's great. It doesn't make me laugh very much. Some of his stand-up specials are really good, though. He's got one called the 43rd Best Comedian in the World or something like that. Very funny. I'd recommend watching that. Phil was the most annoying fellow in an episode of Curb. I don't know what that means. Be honest, you want the worm in your tequilas even when you are drinking you want to eat. I'm getting roasted. Fucking love it. The Supernaut says, I feel the same about George Carlin. I love his work, but I don't laugh. Yes, I'm exactly the same. I could listen to George Carlin for hours and hours and hours on end, never laugh. I'll tell you another one that's like that. Mark Birbiglia. Oh, sorry, Mark. Fucking hell, I am pissed. Mike Birbiglia. Mike Birbiglia is a fantastic comic, does amazing hour-long shows and stuff like that. And I could listen to him all day. Wouldn't laugh once, but I love listening to him. But for me personally, I don't mind that, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, I still get something out of them, even if it isn't strictly humour. Sue said that should be the only way to take a tequila shot. Shot is down in one. Oh, right, okay. Scott McCockburn says, I will let you get on with your meal, Stuart. Loud belly grumbles from Freddie. He's desperate to roast me today, this guy. Well, it's just because I felt like he was willing to talk to me for as long as I wanted to be spoken to. And that's rare that you get that from anybody who's in any sort of position of power with a stranger. Do you know what I mean? But I just felt like I thought it would be important to be like, oh, you know, you by all means enjoy your meal. But what a nice dude he was. And yeah, I just feel the need to tell people about it because lovely fella. Curb Your Enthusiasm, he played in it. Oh, right, okay, yes, I know what Curb Your Enthusiasm is. To be honest with you, I've watched a couple of episodes of Curb Your Enthusiasm. It hasn't really caught me. I've not really been massively keen on it. I do really like Arrested Development, and I'm about halfway through that at the moment. I think it's fucking brilliant. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of Curb. I've met Stuart Lee a few times after his shows. He's much funnier live than on TV. I don't think his style transfers well. Yeah, I agree with you there, Raw Zombie Jesus. I also think, case in point, another person like that is Johnny Vegas, who live is absolutely fucking incredible, hilarious, madcap genius. But on TV, for some reason, it feels sanitized most of the time. Now, there are moments when Johnny Vegas goes off-piste and is fucking hilarious, like the thing that he did with the Last Leg interviews, like the thing where he did with, what else did he do? The British Comedy Awards. If you haven't watched it yet, Google Johnny Vegas British Comedy Awards. It's fucking brilliant. There's a bit where he's introducing Paul Whitehouse's award, and there's a great bit where he just says, "There are people in this room that we don't admire," and it's just a fucking great line. Killed me. What's your biggest claim to fame? Says Sue. I don't have one. Really? Stand up, maybe? I don't know. I've not really met any famous people, really. I mean, other than comics and stuff, like Jason Manford and John Bishop and people like that. But I wouldn't really say it's a claim to fame that those people, like, I've met them. Do you know, like, do you know, I don't know. I don't really have one. I'm very boring like that. Who is the best stand-up comedian in the UK? Says lol. Oh, and he asked that before and I just ignored it. Sorry about that. I would say that James Acaster is definitely up there, even though it's not necessarily my brand of humour. It's not something that I like. I hugely respect what he does. And if you haven't checked out James Acaster's specials on Netflix, you really should. And if you ever get the chance to see him live, you really should do that, because he's known as a really great live stand-up. I think he's also got a new special coming out called Cold Lasagna Hate Myself 1999, something like that. And you can watch that online. I think you can get tickets through Dice FM or something like that. I would recommend watching Acaster on Netflix. I also think the best UK comic at the moment is probably Kevin Bridges. I think he's Kevin Bridges. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Also, as well, big shout out to Rod Gilbert. Rod Gilbert, who is fantastic comic, really funny live. And Rod Gilbert's special on Spotify. If you've got Spotify, Rod Gilbert has got 2 specials on Spotify. He has got the award-winning mince pie and the man with the flaming Battenberg tattoo. And they are both absolutely incredible comedy albums that you can listen to on Spotify for fuck all. They are really good. Honestly, Rod Gilbert is probably, for me, it goes Acaster, Rod Gilbert, Kevin Bridges. And I don't really like, in terms of what I find funny, Rod Gilbert would be at the top of that, then Kevin, and then Acaster. But I think you've got to be objective and put James Acaster at the top, because he is so universally liked, and he is very good at what he does. It's just not my style of humour. But yeah, if you ever want to listen to something incredible, Rod Gilbert on Spotify, the man with the flaming Battenberg tattoo, and Rod Gilbert and the award-winning mince pie are both absolutely incredible stand-up hours. They are brilliant. Rod Gilbert's routine about baked potatoes is one of my favourite stand-up comedy routines of all time, and I will watch it at least once a month. It's fucking brilliant. It's about 8 minutes long, and it's about Rod Gilbert trying to buy a single roast potato. A single baked potato, and it's fucking funny as shit. You should absolutely watch it. Scott McCockburn said Arrested Development could be the worst comedy ever, but still watchable for Al Bundy's Latin wife, Hubba Hubba. I really like Arrested Development. I think it's dead funny, and I think that the way that they knit all the stories together, I think the writing is very, very, very good. Let's see here. The Supernaut says Gervais has to be up there, surely. Yeah, probably, but I don't think. Here's the thing. I don't think that Ricky Gervais is a stand-up comedian, or I don't think he's best as a stand-up comedian. I think he's best when he's doing his writing and sitcoms and stuff like that. I don't think his best work comes from his stand-up, personally. Scott McCockburn says, Freddie, do you have access to the roast WhatsApp? Yes, I do. In fact, it is mine. Let's see. I sent a video of a fella me and Binty's mum work with worth a watch. I've not. So I have access to the roast WhatsApp, but I don't check it purely because I kind of leave it for Binty to go through. But I can by all means give that a watch. I feel like James Acaster could be related to Mr. Bean, says lol. Yeah, I totally get that as well. There is a bit of the it's almost like it's a British eccentricity of his that he kind of wears on his sleeve. But I like it, though. I like it. The Supernaut says, my favourite UK comedian is that Freddie Quinn lad. Well, if I was really your favourite comedian, you'd donate a super chat. Joking, you don't have to. Thank you very much, pal. That's very kind of you to say. I don't like anything Gervais has done sans merchant. Yeah, I'm kind of the same, to be honest with you. I didn't like Afterlife. And I think his best work comes from The Office and Extras as well. To be honest with you, you've kind of caught me at a... My weak spot with comedy is UK comedians, really. I'm not a massive fan of, he's bless him. He's put, I'm 19, I'm broke, my dude. I'd donate if I could, and a little heart. Bless your heart, man. You absolutely don't need to. I don't need it. You just fucking make sure that you like the videos and comment on them on YouTube, and that's all I can ask for, bro. Don't you fucking worry about it. Thank you so much. I will continue to make free content for you, my guy. Yeah, I'm not really a huge British comedy fan, to be honest with you. I just find it a bit like, do you know what I mean? Like, I watch Monty Python, and I'm like, I don't get this. You know, like, there's a few scenes, a few of the standout scenes and stuff, like, you know, the argument sketch and, you know, like the Holy Grail and Meaning of Life and stuff. They're good films. But a lot of it, I look at it like, oh, this is the Ministry of Silly Walks. And it's just people walking daft. And I'm like, have I fucking missed something here? I just don't get it. Morecambe and Wise as well. Don't get it. Just... You know that kitchen scene that everyone bums on about, the Morecambe and Wise kitchen scene, where they're both like chopping onions and one of them throws a tomato and one of them catches it, and it's all done in time. It's impressive. It's not funny at all. It's not for me. My thing is American comedy. That's what I really, really like. There are a few British comedians that I like. Like I say, I'm a big fan of Rod Gilbert. I think Sarah Millican is dead funny as well. And then there's loads of comedians like who work the circuit who I enjoy. But generally speaking, British comedy, like on telly and that, like Michael McIntyre, I can't fucking work it out. Do you know what I mean? I'm just... does anyone else have a man drawer where there's a drawer full of things just for being a man, you know? Just for being a man? It's like, what? Yeah, I've got a drawer full of shit. Doesn't everybody? I don't know. Marcus Sapala says, in high school English class, we watched Monty Python sketch as an example of British culture. Fuck me. Really? I know that in America, they think that Monty Python is quintessential British culture. This was in Sweden, so he says. Again, the dead parrot sketch. Oh, my God. This parrot, my lad, is dead. It has ceased to exist. It is a dead parrot. It has gone to meet its maker. Yeah. Do you know what? Actually, the thing about the dead parrot sketch is that everyone cites it as like this incredible quintessential bit of British comedy. But actually, if you leave the sketch running, the guy in the pet shop goes, I didn't always want to do this. I wanted to be a lumberjack. And then it goes into the lumberjack song, which I think is much funnier. Well, anyway. Only Fools and Horses is my weakness, says the Supernaut. Can't stand it. Yeah, don't find it funny at all. Rodney, you plonker. Hey, what have you fucking done there? It just doesn't, it doesn't resonate with me. Do you know what I mean? It just, I don't believe the characters. I don't believe Uncle Albert. I just don't believe fucking any of it, to be quite honest with you. And I think that's my problem with Only Fools and Horses. It just feels unbelievable. George Formby says Lena and a big love heart. Again, not really a fan of it. I just, when I'm cleaning windows, Oh, I'm cleaning windows. I'm checking out women. I don't know. I find it really twee, I suppose. Best British sitcom or movie. Best British sitcom. Ooh. Best British sitcom. Do you know what I'm going to go with? What I think is fucking brilliant. This Country. If you haven't watched This Country yet, you are missing out on what I think is one of the best British sitcoms of all time. And I'm throwing it out there because it is so criminally underrated. It goes so underneath the radar like you wouldn't believe. There are so few people who have watched it, and it is fucking brilliant. Season 3 in particular is beat perfect. It's fucking wonderful, This Country. I would 100%. Raw Zombie Jesus has backed me up on this, says This Country is the best sitcom in about 15 years. Sue says This Country is fantastic. Yes, right. So everybody who's watched This Country and they've watched the whole thing through seasons 1 to 3, they turn around and they go, wow, that is fucking superb. And it is. It's dead good. But there aren't enough people to have watched it. So if you want my advice for the best British sitcom, I'm talking like a sleeper hit, not like The Office that everyone's fucking watched. I'm giving you a gem here. This Country is fucking amazing. Right, that is it now. This has been a longer one than usual. Please, by all means, if you've enjoyed it, click subscribe, click the notification bell, because that way you'll get extended video, you'll get updates on videos and stuff like that. If you want to help me out, if you want to do me a big favor and you don't want to donate super chats and shit, which is understandable, make sure that when I pop a video online, you give it a like and put a comment in there, and it helps, the algorithms and shit like that. But other than that, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow, motherfuckers. Thank you ever so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.